All right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. We gotta talk about this, guys, because Trump has gone way over the deep end, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time that we really talk about this head on and not waste any time with the bullshit. Okay? Because this has gotten really, really, really ridiculous. You know, it has. It's gone too far. It's gone way too far. A lot further than I expected to. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And it's shocking how he was able to get away with it, and no one called him out. Nobody. Nobody called him out. It's amazing. As you can hear in the background, two of my new songs that came out. I told you guys, 2021, I was going to get back into the music. I just released this about a couple of days ago. So, but enough of that right now. We'll get to that a little later. This is DJ Wolf Live. Live, all the way live. Don't even have to walk. Don't even have to drive. This is DJ Wolf Live. We got some things to talk about. I won't be on very long. But in any case, this has been a crazy week. This year has already started off more like a continuation from what happened back in 2020. Yeah. We still haven't resolved the COVID virus yet. Number one. Number two, there's still millions of people who have not even gotten the vaccination yet. They are also talking about making sure they can get enough people vaccinated by having them take the first shot first. In other words, get everybody out the way with the first shot, then have them come back for the second one. I've even heard about that, but we'll talk about that another time. Right now, I want to get directly into the news. I actually was going to put this on my other channel, but right now, I'll set that up another time on my other channel called The Rub. Maybe tomorrow I'll post some more content on there for that. Because I want to talk about the Kanye situation. I want to talk about the Dr. Dre situation. I want to talk about the Tyrese situation. Because all three of them have one thing in common, and that's the divorce. I hope I spelled it right. The divorce situation that all three are having right now with different problems in their marriages. So I want to talk about that from a black man perspective. But we'll get to that on another channel. My other channel called The Rub. Another time. I'm going to also be posting more music on my channel later on. I'm actually thinking about creating a channel just for my music, but The Rub is part of that. So anyway, getting to this. I was watching the events unfold out at the Capitol today. And I kept hearing somebody saying, a colleague of mine kept saying, you know, they don't do something about this, somebody gonna get shot. And sure enough, a woman who I guess that got shot right at the Capitol. I had to catch it on the news too, and it was terrifying. And she didn't look well when they took her out. It's crazy. It just. It's very disturbing. Because nothing like this has ever happened before. Of course, the woman did later die. She died later on at the hospital. The Trump takeover at the Capitol is something they said has never happened in this country in our lifetime. Matter of fact, it says something that hasn't happened in over 2 centuries. For those of you who don't understand, something that hasn't happened in over 200 years. Slavery was 200 years ago. A lot of things didn't even exist 200 years ago. But this thing right here, really, you can call it a couple of things. It was a takeover of the government, which is what I think they were trying to do anyway. This was a coup attempt by Trump. I could get to that in a second. And third of all, this should have been considered a terrorist threat or a terrorist attack, because for those guys to just walk in there, I mean, and here's the weird part about it. As I was watching the video live on CNN, these guys would just casually just walk in there, unopposed, undeterred by any type of action. They just walked in there. Once they broke the glass of one of the front windows in the Capitol, they just walked right in, unopposed by anybody, including the law. Someone else I knew was telling me, said, well, maybe you should have shot rubber bullets at those guys to deter them. Now, of course, there's a white guy that told me that. And I'm thinking, okay, if they had been black folks, you think they would be shooting rubber bullets at them? Just saying. But one thing I noticed, and I watched a lot of the video, even I definitely watched a lot of it live. This would bother me more than any damn thing. Why was it that during most of the live videos that I saw, I didn't see not one drop of tear gas being thrown into the crowd? Not one drop. Not one can. You didn't see cops walking around with guns out. Not one cop. You didn't see anybody getting pepper sprayed. Not one person. That in itself is troubling. And I know some of you guys are going to say, troubling? Yeah, that's troubling. But it goes to show you that there is such a thing called white privilege. Hence the reason why they never got stopped. And, excuse me for a second, give me some water real quick. What bothered me, what really bothered me was the fact that these Proud Boys, they arrested the leader of the Proud Boys a couple of days ago. He wasn't white, by the way, but still. Because if he was white, he would have walked out. It wouldn't have been about a day or so anyway. They probably wouldn't have told him. The same group of guys that did what they did today was the same people who did what they did when they was there around time Trump was running for office. The same people who's going around burning down Black Lives Matter banners at churches, who are destroying, defacing churches as a result. And this same mayor allowed them to apply to protest again in the same city where they did all the mayhem at just a few months ago, and come back and did the same thing again? Really? Yeah. The same guys who, when Black Lives Matter protesters come out, they got to be out there. Okay? And all they do, these Proud Boys and these so-called Proud Boy type racist groups who be out there, all they do is start a bunch of BS. But yet, they're out there tearing up government property on the government compound, and no one's stopping. Cops aren't all on their ass like that. There's no rubber bullets being fired on them, no guns being pointed at them, no tear gas being thrown, nothing. And I heard on the news, the local news, particularly, they're talking about, oh, well, they're moving, but they're moving in little bit, little by little. That's what quote about what the report said. They're moving little by little, which means they weren't rushing. They weren't trying to get them out there. They were in no hurry. You know, I know some people. There was a lot of people out there. Yeah. And then it took all day trying to get reinforcements out there. That should tell you something. I should tell you that white privilege is alive and very well out here in the DMV because they support it. They support it. Now I'm gonna tell you something else about that. There are a lot of Proud Boys that live in this area. I never said that before, but I do know this. There's quite a few that live out this way. That's why you had so many of them show up. You know, I know from a very reliable source today that many of them did take Metro. Yeah. hmm But it's amazing that these guys doing what they're doing out here, man, with impunity. I'm looking at a picture right here. I wish I'd have posted. I'm going to actually try to see if I could download it. Um, the TMZ posted of a Trump supporter. Ooh, the Trump supporter have on a flag, not the American flag, but a Trump flag, wrapped around the body, standing in front of the Capitol with a gallows and a noose right outside the Capitol. Pictured in front of the Capitol, matter of fact, with a rope noose tied at the top of the gallows. These guys even got to make threats on government property, and no one did a damn thing about it. Another guy's pictured sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office. Wrote a note to her, said, quote, "We will not back down." Then you had another fool sitting inside the congressional chamber, also known as the rotunda. Some dude he was just sitting there. Pumped his fist in the air tomorrow. Yeah, Trump won that election. You know, this is from TMZ. There was a harrowing scene that they showed in one of the pictures where you had security posting guns, and guns were drawn at the protesters. They had to block the door of the congressional hall in Congress to keep them from coming in there. Ain't that something? And I'm like, I've never seen so many people on Capitol Hill like that, ready to do God knows what. It's scary, man. And I was telling somebody, I've been down here since July of 1988. 32 years, over 32 years. 32 and a half years almost. I have never in my life seen anything as crazy as this. I've seen some crazy stuff, but never nothing like this in the DMV. There's been some crazy stuff that happened over in the DMV in the last 32 years, but this is by far the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm glad I don't work in D.C. anymore. I do work in the area, but I don't work in D.C. But nevertheless, nor do I live in the district. actually glad because this is nuts. But then I heard that they're doing curfews in other areas of the DMV now. So I don't even know what it actually is, but I heard parts of Virginia are under that right now. So it's crazy, you know. Now I heard some Republicans who are staunch supporters of Trump are changing minds already because they're seeing how dangerous this is. This doesn't affect the democracy of Democrats. This affects the democracy of everybody in this entire country. Now I'm reading something on here around 2:20. It said protesters entered the U.S. Capitol after breaching police security lines. But like I said, they weren't actually stopped, you know. But this happened earlier. This happened around 2:20 p.m. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Trump is absolutely, definitely, no question about it. He's behind it. He encouraged them to do it. He talked about it in the video I posted earlier. The video I actually posted is on my channel, or the channel called The Rub. That's the reason why I posted it. Because The Rub is really him perpetrating fraud. After he told the people to go protest, he rolled back talking about, don't do this. You know. He's full of it. He's full of himself. You know? This is the same guy who told you he didn't care about COVID. This is the same guy who amazingly didn't do anything about it and no one complained. None of his own constituents complained about it. None of them. That's the crazy part. That's the entire crazy part about it. And the other thing is, they don't care. They do not even care. Are you going to do anything about it? No. Nor will they. Because it's called white privilege. White privilege for 400 years have been able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, when they want it. And until there are laws against hate crimes of African Americans, until there are laws against people like Donald Trump in his position of power, where there are balances that will keep him in check while he's in office, until there's laws against law enforcement who break the law. Because otherwise, why are you being law enforcement if you're going to break the law? It's called law enforcement. Until there are law enforcement officers who break the law that are finally getting locked up for breaking the law, we will continue to have injustice in this country. Bottom line. This is why these guys went out there with impunity to do what they did. Because they knew they weren't going to be penalized. They don't care about being penalized anyway, but they're not going to be penalized to a point where they'll be doing any real jail time. This I know for a fact. They won't. Oh, one other thing. Donald Trump, the guy that you had in office for 4 years, that was your president, newsflash. All y'all folks got bamboozled about y'all thinking this stupid son of a bitch is going to do some time when he get out, or he's going to be investigated. Well, he's going to be part. The pardon thing ain't going to matter because you know what? They won't need a pardon. He's going to walk. The bottom line is Donald Trump will get away with it. He will get away with everything he's ever done in the last 4 years. They'll be glad to let him go. And he'll walk with impunity. He won't care. And they won't stop him. If they hadn't stopped him all this time in 4 years, it ain't likely they're going to stop him when he gets out in 3 weeks. I doubt it. Think about it. Nancy Pelosi was the one that 1 minute decided she wanted to impeach him. The next minute she decided to decide to call it off. Think about it. These guys are scared of Trump to a point where I can guarantee you he will not do any time. Somebody gave me a good analogy about that. The reason why he will not do any time because think about it. Other presidents have been in trouble with the law before they became president, during they became president, and after, and they never did a day of time. This is a well-known fact. Not a day of time. You think it's going to be any different with Trump? I doubt it. I doubt it. They haven't proven it. They haven't proven it all this time. Doubt it happen anytime soon. I highly doubt it. Matter of fact, I don't think it's gonna happen at all. To be really frank, I think a lot of you guys had smoke blows up your butts, thinking, "Oh yeah, by the way, you know, it's gonna happen." It's not. That's for damn sure. It's not. Ain't gonna happen. No way, no how. If anything, you'll be kind to believe it. Oh yeah, Biden's gonna lock down Trump. No, Biden ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. Biden told you guys a few weeks ago what he already did for black people. He's done doing things for black people. You guys' election now, he's going off to the races. He ain't thinking about y'all black folks. Trust me on, I believe on that. Now him nor come along Harris, or what somebody called her Kamala Harris. She's not gonna do nothing for you either. She already said that. She said, "You think I'm gonna do anything for just black folks?" No, she said that. Right out the gate, right off the bat. She said, "Kamala, come along Harris, ain't gonna do nothing for y'all folks. Y'all just voted in as a symbolism, thinking, oh yeah, she's a rider. Y'all just want to see her in there. That's it. Then nothing get black folks, and this is what tripped me out. Nothing get black folks happier than to have symbolism representing you, but not doing nothing for you. What's the point of you putting somebody in office with your hard-earned and your and my hard-earned tax dollars, and they ain't gonna do a damn thing for you? You're wasting time. It's a waste of time. Somebody can always promise you a rose garden. Don't mean they got to grow it. There it is. Drop the mic, baby. It's DJ Wolf. Like I said, but think about it. I'm out. Yes, check my music on SoundCloud under DJ Wolf, AKM. That's SoundCloud.com under DJ Wolf, AKM. This is one of them called New Beginnings. Thinking about using it for my new thing for the rug. But I think I got a better one for the rug. But here's my other one. 2020 Kick Rocks, also on SoundCloud.com / DJ Wolf, AKM. You won't believe it. This one that I did, this was the first song that I did. Really the first legitimate song that I did off of my Machine MK2 reproduction control. If you hadn't got one, I highly recommend it. Might want to get the standalone. I'm still thinking about the standalone, actually. That's all I got, guys. Stay up, pray up. This is DJ Wolf. I got more stories to follow on the back burner. Check my new channel out called The Rub. I'm going to give you the 411 on the Kardashians, the Gibsons, and the Youngs, among other things. I'm out. Good night, all. Have a blessed evening.